everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I hope today is treating you well wherever you are in the world. I hope that you are doing so well. In today's video I am going to be talking you through a big stack of eyeshadow palettes that I have in front of me. These are ones that I am excited to be using in autumn. Some of these I have already got full videos using. I will leave any relevant videos linked up in the cards and also in the description box down below. And if there's any palettes here that I haven't already used in a video in the last month, if there's anything that you want to see, please feel free to leave it in the comment section down below. I have a few ideas of things that I want to be doing this month and like in the following months as well, but if there's anything in particular that you would like to see, be sure to let me know and I will get straight onto that for Everyday October. If you haven't seen my channel, if this is the first time you are seeing my face, then hello, my name is Millie. I am posting every single day in the month of October. It is absolute craziness here. I am not getting a great deal of sleep. It's fine, it's a whole lot of fun here, and like I say, we've got a lot of videos to come still, so if there's anything that you want to see, be sure to let me know. Let's just dive straight on in. I have two products that are eyeshadow, but they're not an eyeshadow palette, and I just wanted to highlight these first. So we've got the Glisten Cosmetics Chroma Magic, and this is in Witchcraft, and also the e.l.f. Duochrome Liquid Eyeshadow in Extraterrestrial. Both of these, obviously you can see the e.l.f. one is still in the packaging, but both of these I haven't actually used on my channel or at all in my real life outside of my camera. I haven't used these yet. However, I am excited to for autumn because these are both like green to red. The e.l.f. one's a little bit more purple, like really shifty duo multi-chrome liquid shades. And the way that I am excited to use these in particular is to do a big black wing, like the biggest, the blackest wing, and then paint one or the other of these on. If that's a look that you would like to see, let me know, because I'm very excited to try it. I just haven't had a chance to do it yet, but that is how I would do it, to really get that shift but on a wing, because obviously I like a wing. And yeah, that is absolutely how I would use both of these products, and I'm very excited to do that for an autumn look. So let me know if that's something you would like to see. Now let's move on to the eyeshadow palettes. I'm going to start with the little ones and then I'll move on to the bigger ones. All three of these are from e.l.f. So we have got the Berry Bad palette. If you want something that is these like deep berry tones, this is a really great option. It's got two mattes and two shimmers, which I feel like is a really great sort of ratio, mattes to shimmers. You don't want something that's just all shimmers. I feel like that's quite hard to create a look with, but this is a really great sort of, if you're not sure if you're gonna like these sort of berry tones and you want something quite affordable, this is a really great option. And then these two are just, I'm gonna say basic, but I mean that in the nicest way possible. So we have got Pumpkin Pie, if you want something that's deep, slightly warmer, but not straight up orange, but just slightly warmer tones. Again, two mattes, two shimmers. And then also Truffles, and this one is three mattes and one shimmer, and this one's more cool toned. All of these you can absolutely create an eye look just with this one palette, and I think these are about £3, £4, so affordable. If there's a colour story that grabs your attention, I think that these are a really great option. Another one that's a really great option and very affordable are the MUA little 5-pan palettes. This one is Amber Sunset. I have only recently rolled this out of a No Pan Left Behind Project Pan series, so this isn't one that I'm necessarily going to be using a ton this autumn because I've literally just rolled it out. I've had a whole month just choosing this palette and I'm a bit over it. But if you want these deep burnt orange tones with a really great shimmer and then mattes, this is a really great option. The MUA formula is fantastic. I also haven't even brought over, where is it? The big MUA one that I am just obsessed with, the Ultimate Obsession palette. I'll put a picture up on the screen. I can't believe I didn't bring it over. Where is it? Where have I put it? I've only had it recently. Oh, is it in here? This one. This one. This is all the mattes that you could ever need. Great all year round. All year round. But it has those warm tones that I am just loving in autumn. And this is one, like I say, I use it all year round, but especially in autumn because it goes really nice and deep. It's also got some like sort of wine berry tones. I think that this is a great, again, basic option, but one that I reach for so much that it didn't even make it back into my storage here. It was just living in a pile. I'm completely outing myself here. My room is an absolute mess, but this one didn't even make it back into the storage. That's how much I love it. Then another two options that are smaller palettes before we move on to the larger ones. These are both from Profusion. These are their, what was the collection called? It was Wilderness Explorer, I think. Again, burnt oranges. This one also has a sort of mustardy shade. I don't think much to the shimmer in this, but if you're wanting, again, matte options, this one's got a really great mustard, a burnt orange, and also like a, I won't go as far as to say this is wine, but more of like a burgundy leaning red sort of a shade. Really, really beautiful formula. And then the Wilderness Explorer 5-shade palette. Again, don't think much to the shimmer in this one, but it's got all the greens. If you're wanting to try greens, if you're not sure, if you're wanting a smaller palette, this is a really, really great one. And these are very, very affordable. I think these are $3.99 each. Highly, highly recommend. So onto the slightly larger palettes. No particular order, just this is the way that I stacked them on my table. The MUA Firestorm palette. Again, there's a theme in this video. I love these burnt orangey sort of a shades. If you take out this shade, this is a really wearable, warm toned neutral palette, and then it's got this pop of a really, really bright orange. Let me open it so that you can actually see it. And again, some of these shades lean more sort of pinky. I feel like some of them are quite pink. And then there's also ones that are more orangey. It's got the warmth and it's got depth that I feel like I definitely lean into in autumn. This is another one that's definitely more on the affordable side. But even like within my collection, these ones are still very, very affordable. I think these are like £6. Then another MUA one, I think this is the last MUA palette that I'm talking about. And I don't actually know if this is still available. This is the one that they brought out last year for autumn. And I was gifted this one. This is the MUA Nocturnal palette. Let me clarify. I bought this specific one and then they sent me another one that I gave away. Do I need to clarify that? I don't know, but this is beautiful. So deep, so dark, so smoky. One that I haven't used so far this autumn season, but absolutely beautiful. And this shade here, which is called Stella, is a beautiful, I don't even know if it's like multi-chrome, duochrome. It's so pretty. I'm not going to swatch every single shade, but you need to see this one. It's absolutely beautiful. If I just swatch that right across my hand, you might be able to see the way that this shifts and catches the light. It's so smooth, but also so blinding. It's that typical sort of brown to blue shift, but I feel like there's just something really special about this shade, and especially getting it in a palette that is, you know, from the drugstore. It's MUA, it's so easily accessible. I think that this is a great option. Then, but like I say, I don't know if that's still available. I don't know if you can still get it or not, but if you've got it, dig it out this autumn because it's just lovely. Then on to ones that are slightly less easy to get your hands on, but still absolutely beautiful. The Cosmic Brushes Gothic 12 colour palette. Firstly, the packaging is insane. It's so pretty, but also if you like purples, this is your gal. I definitely want to do a look with this for Everyday October, because I do believe that these are going to be restocked. I will leave down below if they announce when these are going to be restocked before this video goes up. As I'm filming this, I don't know when that's going to be, but hopefully soon. I think they've said by the end of October that these are going to be restocked. So if you like purples, you need this palette. It is so pretty. Also goes really nice and deep, but there are still shades that are lighter to do like a transition-y. I would just pack, honestly, any of like the mid-toned purples all over my lid, blend it out with a bit of bronzer and just call it a day. But also this has the Cosmic Brushes multi-chrome duochrome formula in it. It's so good. The duochrome multi-chrome formula from Cosmic Brushes is absolutely fantastic. I am obsessed with it. It's so pretty. It's so shifty and so smooth, so easy to use, really easy to pack on. I just pack it on with my finger and then blend it out with a brush. It's absolutely beautiful. Another one that I haven't used for autumn, but I do think I'm wanting to do a palette bingo with, because I realised that I never did that, and it's definitely something that you could do a very autumnal look with, although it came out in the summer. This is the Cosmic Brushes Neutrals palette. Again, I just love these warm tones for autumn, and you can definitely go deep and dark and smoky and autumnal with this one. It's got the mustardy yellow shades that I love for autumn. It's also got some oranges and some greens. Definitely, I mean, it definitely sort of fit my aesthetic in summer, but coming into autumn, this is definitely one that I'm going to be loving on for autumn. Maybe not so much for winter, but definitely autumn I will be loving, and I do think I want to do a palette bingo with this before the end of October, because I think you could definitely create a very autumnal look with that palette. Then the last Cosmic Brushes one that I wanted to talk about, obviously it's the one that they've just brought out for autumn. This is the Undergrowth palette. Obviously this for autumn is a no-brainer, like they have literally just brought it out. So obviously it's one that I'm still very much, like, I'm still sort of getting to know it, but also first impressions and like second, third, fourth, fifth impressions I am loving. It's got your warm orange tones, it's got green, which I just love green. This Firefly shade I just absolutely live in. That will absolutely be the shade that I hit pan on first, because it's just beautiful, so shifty. Like I say, I also really like that it's got the brighter pops of colour, but that are light enough that you can do like a matte bright inner corner. Lichen and Herbarium, beautiful, like pastel but neon. Also, if you haven't seen, I did do a video where I compare Undergrowth with Earthy. Very similar. All of the mattes can be duped. All of the mattes can be duped. All of the shimmers can be closely duped. Obviously you've got like the multi-chrome duochrome in the Cosmic Brushes one, which you don't get in Earthy, but you do get 42 shades. You do get all of the green shades that you could ever need. If you are a green lover, I highly recommend this one. If you want these like warmer tones, I also highly recommend this one. You can absolutely do a look from this palette that's not even remotely green. Like, you look at this palette and you think, yeah, it's green, but you can also just do like a gold, or it's even got like burgundy shades down here that like you don't need to include the greens in. It's a really versatile palette, I feel like, that you can do like pastel green for spring, but you can also do burgundy for autumn, and like all of the greens, obviously all of them. I do quickly just want to mention this one, which is the Beauty Bay Botanical palette. This is the one that they brought out in the summer, the limited edition summer palette. When I first saw this, I thought this is absolutely an autumn palette for me. The sort of dusky, grungy sort of vibes, that the colours are almost more grey toned, more muted. That definitely feels more autumnal to me. You can't get this one anymore though, unless you find it on like Vinted or a reseller or something, but they don't actually make this one anymore. If you have it though, do you think that this is an autumnal palette? Like it felt strange to me as a summer release. Like as soon as it launched, I just felt like it wasn't really fitting with the season that it came out in. But another one, this definitely feels autumn to me, and one that I am using in my real life off camera quite a bit, because these colours do just feel very autumnal to me, and they always did. Like as soon as they launched it, I was like, that just never really felt summer to me, even though they launched it in the middle of summer. Then I have 3 more of the large palettes that I just want to quickly skip over. The Beauty Bay Rich palette. If you like the burgundy tones, if you want a few purpley tones, a great sort of neutral palette. All of the mattes, all of the shimmers in all of the warmer tones. This is sort of going to take you through all of the seasons. This is definitely one that I use all year round, but one that definitely this time of year I'm, can you tell, reaching for more of the warmer tones, and this is a beautiful one. Then we've got the Beauty Bay Berries palette. I have already posted a full video using this one. I love cranberry looks. I think that's what I called it, like a cranberry makeup look. I love those like reddy warm tones, and this is the palette that I used in that, but again it's also got like some slightly cooler purple tones. It's got all of the reds that you could ever need and all of the pinks in mattes and shimmers. But another one at this time of year, like you would look at this and think, yeah, Valentine's, but I look at this and think autumn with like the burnt burgundy sort of a shades. I just think that this one is beautiful. And then lastly, of course, I don't have the Fiery palette. I don't even know if you can get that anymore, but this is Fiery 2.0, and I did a pumpkin spice look with this. Obviously it's got all of the orange tones, it's got the yellow tones and like mustardy tones. It's also got burgundies and browns and then more like neutral tones. I think if you are quite fair like I am and you have blue eyes, I think that this is a absolutely fantastic option, because these orange tones specifically are always going to bring out the colour in your eyes. I live in this palette at this time of year. It's one that I reach for so often, because at this time of year I just want those toasty orange tones, and this is one that I absolutely love upon all year round, again, because it doesn't matter the year, the time of year. I want my eyes to look as blue as possible, and this one just always does it for me, always. And then the last little selection that I wanted to talk about is the one that I'm wearing today. If you saw this look, which was posted yesterday, the Beauty Bay Celestial Charms palette. I don't necessarily feel like, I mean, I think these are the Christmas collection technically. I don't necessarily feel like the Mini Charms palette is very autumnal, but I do appreciate that these two together sort of creates a very well-rounded collection. These don't scream autumn to me, these scream winter and sort of frosty, but this palette, the jewel tones, the deep, warm jewel tones, I just absolutely love it. I do struggle with this one, and I spoke about this if you saw yesterday's video. I'm sorry, I'm completely repeating myself. I do struggle with this one to make this feel very everyday, because it's very dark, it's very deep, and there's not very many mid-tones. It does just lean dark, but I feel like with this sort of included, it does, like I say, round it out a little bit. I would have done it slightly differently, but I do see where they're going. I do see the vibe that they're going for. I feel like they just missed it a tiny little bit. There are things that I would change with it, but I love these deep warm jewel tones this time of year. I do feel like, and leave your suggestions down below, I do feel like I still haven't found my perfect jewel toned palette. What I want Beauty Bay to bring out is this, but in this formula, the tones that are in this palette, the deepest tones that they have, and then have some more mid-tones and lighter tones that complement this. So you get 42 shades rather than 20. Do you see where I'm going? I feel like they know what they're doing, obviously. They know the vibe. They just missed the mark a little bit with this one. And I feel like if they extended it into a 42 pan, they could absolutely get there. But I feel like I still don't have my perfect jewel toned palette, and I would love your suggestions down below. Preferably an affordable sort of drugstore brand, and it has to be cruelty free, because I only talk about cruelty free. I only use cruelty free makeup, everything, hair care, cosmetics, skincare, everything. I only use cruelty free. So leave your suggestions down below. I would absolutely love to hear what your favourite, or some of your favourite palettes are for the autumn season. These are definitely the ones that I'm itching to be using coming into autumn. And like I say, if there's anything that you want to see me use, I am all ears. I still have a few spaces at the end of the month that I need to fill with video ideas, so if there's anything you want to see, do let me know. I'm more than happy to do it. But until tomorrow, until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye.